Welcome back, everybody. Recently I picked up a few smaller auction lots. One has Heyco wrenches, one has Craftsman tools, and the other has an SK set of sockets. Start off with the set of SK sockets. I think it's a 1/2 inch set. To the door I paid $62.09. This is one of the more interesting packaging jobs. They cut a small piece of wood and screwed it into the end of the box. But hey, I guess it worked. Made it here safe. Okay, just looking at the box, it's fairly, I don't know, weathered. A lot of the finish is missing, peeling. I'm not sure I've seen too many boxes like this. I don't know if it has some sort of chemical spilt on it, but it's not dented up. So I think it wouldn't be difficult to refinish it. We could only figure out how to match that paint job they had. It would be kind of neat to match it instead of just spraying it smooth green color. But not having dents is nice because it makes it easy enough to just sandblast and paint. Okay, it's been a while since I bought this set, so I wasn't remembering what was all in there. It's nice to have the breaker bar. A little rusty, but that would probably clean up. The handles are still in pretty good shape. A lot of times these are cracked and just like dry rotted basically. But overall, it's in pretty good shape. I think I could clean it up and make it look pretty good. All right, there's a few loose sockets down in here. I don't know if they belong with the set, and maybe they fell out during the shipment. Of course, the black plastic divider in here is broken. There's some chunks in there, so that could have happened during delivery. Now, a common thing I see on SK sets is a mixture of 6-point and 12-point. I mean, I've had brand new sets with the plastic still on them that had 6 and 12-point. Anybody know why they mixed up their sockets like that? Why they weren't all one or the other? I'm not saying that this one belongs in here. I'm going to guess, well, yeah, it's a max socket, so obviously it doesn't. I've seen a lot where they're 12-point on the bigger sizes, or 6-point on the bigger sizes and 12-point on the smaller, or vice versa. So if anyone knows why they use both 6 and 12-point in their socket sets, let me know. So the biggest one here is a 1 1/4. And based on the logo, I'm going to say this is probably 70s or 80s. So I think even missing the one socket, just the socket set to me is almost worth what I paid for the whole set. So as far as I can tell, I'm just kind of looking down the side here. They all look like they're SK except for that one Mac. And as long as they were going to put a different socket in there, I'm not mad that it's a Mac. Better than a Taiwan socket. And it looks like we go down to 7/16. So nice full set. There's also a extension. I'm going to say it's about 6 inches, 5-6 inches. And then the ratchet, of course. And the ratchet's actually in very good shape. I'm seeing no rust. The handle, even in the knurling, is pretty clean. That will usually clean right up with a little wire brush. So no chips in the chrome, no rust. Sounds pretty good. Just a little bit of scratching on the top edge, which is pretty common. But very nice ratchet. So happy with this purchase for 62 bucks. I think it's well worth it. I'm pretty sure I have this socket that is missing, so I'll be able to fill the set out. I do have a 3D printer. I'd like to be able to find a file where someone has these inserts I could print, because these all break all the time. This one seems to only be broken on the end here, but I have so many sets where those are broken. I'd love to be able to find some files I could just print a few. Okay, moving on to the Heyco wrenches. There's 21 wrenches in here, and it was $31.65 to the door. So that comes out right to about $1.50 a wrench. Now, I don't believe these were all marked Heyco. I do believe they're all marked the DIN or DIN 895. This one has no other markings on it that I can see. It is obviously a 17 by 19 open-end wrench. All these are open-end wrenches, but here is a Heyco. This one is marked West Germany. It's a 22 by 24. Here's another 22 by 24. This one just saying the DIN 895. But this one is a little different. It has I think a WB. Maybe there's another letter in there. Almost looks like it's on a triangle. So if anyone knows what that symbol is, please drop it in the comments. Here's another 22 by 24. This one's marked West Germany, but not marked Heyco. Here's a 17 by 19. Again, it's got that same logo on the back. Here's a Jador. I don't know if it's Jador or Gador. It's a 17 by, I believe it's 11 by 13. Again, marked West Germany. And still the 895 series. Another Heyco. This one's a 10 by 13. And I went through the rest of these. Most of them are repeats. None of them say BMW. None of them say Mercedes. But about 5 or 6 have that logo. So I'm going to have to see if I can't Google Lens that and see what that's from. But not disappointed at $1.50 a wrench. Kind of like the looks of these old open-end wrenches. They had a good design to them. Okay, and the last lot that I won is all Craftsman, I believe. Should be about 30 pieces. I paid $24.20 to the door. Okay, we'll run through the sockets first. We've got some 3/8 drive shallow impacts. First one is a 12 millimeter and a 3/8. 1/4 inch shallow, we have a 5/16, 11/32, and a 5 millimeter. 1/4 inch deep, we have a 1/2 inch, 11/32, and 7/32. All these so far have been 6-point. In 3/8 drive deep, we have a 3/8 and a 1/2 inch, and both of these are 12-point. In 3/8 drive deep metrics, we have 13, a 10, and 2 11s. These are 6-point. And in 1/2 inch drive shallow, we have a 13/16 and a 30 millimeter, both 12-point. And the final socket we have is a 9/16, 6-point swivel, 3/8 drive. And this is the old Flying V series. Moving on to the screwdrivers or Torx drivers, we have 4 Torx screwdrivers, 2 T15s and 2 T10s. Then we also had a selection of nut drivers. I don't think this is a full set. It's SAE. We have 3/16, 11/32, 3/8, 7/16, 1/2 inch. And I believe this one that's really beat up says a 1/4 inch. As it turns out, there were 30 tools in that box. So $24 for 30 tools is not a bad deal. The last tool in the box is a 9/16 Saltus wrench or socket wrench or whatever you'd like to call it. Still quite a bit of tension in the socket end and the flex area. This is a 12-point. This is the old Flying V style, I believe. It's got the narrow shank on it. But that's going to be all for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.